Hi, I'm Sandra. Someone asked about if I could show the exercises that I was given from my voice therapist for MTD. What brought this about? Somebody asked. Excuse me, I'm talking in throat voice, not my resonant voice. What brought this about was somebody asked, how has anybody found a way to make the throat pain less? Because even like when we've treated for anxiety or reflux, what have you, we still have that like raw, hot hamburger throat feeling, like the worst strep ever. And I tried 2 different medicines for reflux. The nasopharyngeal cam showed that we had fixed the reflux, that damage is almost all gone. And this was back in August, September, I think, that we saw that was clear. So that wasn't causing pain. It was just the MTD. So obviously treating the anxiety, because that was at the root of it for me. Doing voice exercises like the bubbles, right? Ooh, into the straw with our bubbles. And the others. And it wasn't until that they finally gave me stretches, which I wish that they had given me stretches at my first visit, things really started to loosen up and improve. The first one is called a lateral laryngeal stretch. Remember, I'm not a professional. I'm a person with this illness or this condition, this disorder. And so I'm just sharing what's working for me as I get through this and into a place where hopefully the bulk of the time I'll be able to speak in the correct voice using my resonant head voice, but it takes a lot of work and effort on days when the muscles just go. So what they taught me was you need to know the anatomy of the throat a little bit. There's something in it called the hyoid bone, and this is the front view, side view, and then here's a from behind. So it's kind of, in front of the spinal column there. And what they explained at the first visit, where they showed me what to feel for, is that hyoid bone is only held in place by muscle. Like, it's not attached to other things, which blew my mind. And so they said if the muscles are, way too tight, clamping down, it's going to move the hyoid bone. It's going to create more discomfort. It's going to be harder for us to speak. And so the looser it is, the easier it's become to do my other exercises. Sorry, that's a lot of talking. So the first thing you need to locate is the sides. Hopefully you could see that. Maybe if I pop this up, I can still talk. But you kind of feel in your neck, and you can really come in at it. You can feel this whole structure here. And so your fingers are probably coming in like at this side. And your thyroid cartilage is what you're feeling. So your thyroid's hanging out in here too. So you take it and you get your fingers on either side, right? You can feel this. And you just gently press to the side, press it over. The first time we tried to do this, oh, it hurt so bad. I was so upset. There was no way I could vocalize at all while touching it. And now that's not a problem. This is my favorite thing to do. And you can, when you do this, you can really feel things shifting. I don't know that you can quite see. There you go. And that's not my turkey waddle. It's this stuff's moving. So there you go. When I swallowed, you could see. So you want to move this guy. And, obviously use reasonable pressure if it's tight. Don't overdo it. But they assured me you can't really hurt it. Now the other thing, and this will look pathetic, I'm sorry, is the tongue stretch has really helped me. And they tried to do it where I stick my tongue out as far as I can and grab the tip. My tongue doesn't behave very well with that. So we switched me to sticking it out as far as possible and doing a breathy ah. And I can literally feel the stretch down in here. And again, just like with this one, the first times I did it, I can feel like the whole bottom of my tongue stretching, and it hurt. And it gets better. So here it comes. It looks terrible, but it works. So kind of like out and down, not out and forward. Ah, 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 ah. And the more you can relax into it, which I'm not very relaxed because I'm making a video that will look ridiculous, the more you relax into it, the better it is. And the breathy ah starts to feel good, and you can feel like the tongue be able to stretch more. In theory, you're supposed to be able to stick your tongue out, hold it out, and try to count 1, 2, 3, like 1, 2, 3. But I can't do it holding it. My tongue wants to zip back in. It's still too tight. So if yours is too tight, ah, 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 it helps. And then after that one is when I go in, and it's another way to stretch under the tongue and massage. So you come like, here's the jawbone, right? You get into that soft section just behind the chin, and both thumbs, and you can kind of get in there. You can do a figure 8 if that works for you. Just kind of find your way in and loosen it. Because, yeah, you're massaging your tongue right here. It's the base of the tongue. And what's the tongue? It's a muscle. And the other stuff starts with coming in here. And you can do it with thumbs, or you can do it this way. It's in individual pleasure or comfort here, which one works. But you kind of come in from here where that ear is, and you can also wrap around, like you can do one coming this way to the chin. You can do coming down because there's one from the cheek down. So like this, with a relaxed jaw, you come down and you can come forward. You can bring it down and around an end. You can come back here behind, and come forward. And come forward. So you can wrap down and then go from behind. And it doesn't take a lot of pressure. The other thing, and this one, it's actually easier for me to do crossways because thumbs, it just hits awkward. It's too much pressure. But same premises. You're dealing with the same space for that lateral laryngeal structure. Some people can thumb it coming from down, under, and down, all the way to your collarbone. I don't know if you can see mine. But I do better with it coming crossways. I can do lighter pressure as needed and just bring it down to that collarbone. And it helps. Sometimes it's easy to go side by side. For some people, is what they told me. But you're coming down that same structure and just trying to bring relief. Sometimes you can do 2 fingers. it all depends on what you're comfortable with. But especially for the jaw ones, loose jaw. I saw in the comments a lot of us are people that chew or grind their teeth at night, and I have what I call a chew toy to help protect my teeth and also keep the jaw more relaxed when I sleep. And that did not stop MTD from happening. So it's getting a chew toy, the night guard, isn't necessarily a magical cure-all, but it helps. Every little thing helps. I think that was every exercise on here that I've been doing. And you can yawn, right? You can yawn with these. I've also found that doing that they said just the breathy like the air is your friend on these exercises, especially like that tongue one. Because it's an easier sound for us to make, and it's kind of an up and over. So we're more likely to make it, it sounds like in our resonant voice up in here instead of down in here. If you're like me and keep dropping into that throat voice, which is really hard not to do. And I have other exercises, speech exercises using ooh, well, like blowing out a candle. That I'm working on to bring my voice forward and into this resonant area and up out of the throat. And that starts with like your blowing on your finger like it's a candle, and then adding your ooh into sound. And it's not like type humming, but she calls it egg face, where you're almost like you could have an egg in your mouth. And if you get your right, you should feel it start to tingle in your cheeks and your nose. And so that's helpful. So when I start to drop in, I use the to pull my voice up. And the more I practice that, then I can use to kind of begin a sentence, which is better than the alternative of people not hearing me with everything slamming tight. So I tend to into a conversation, kind of up and over, using that to get me into the resonant voice. So voice therapy has been helping. I don't have great volume, but the stretches have been beneficial. So I hope this helps someone. Sorry it's so long. Good luck out there. This condition is no fun.